Okay, so let's start off here. We found out that finally we're going to have a new state that looks like they're inching closer and closer to legalizing sports betting in Hawaii. The next step is going to a conference committee to determine as to how much closer this gets. You'll have to enlighten our viewers here of what this conference committee actually is.
Yeah, so Hawaii is one of those states that, as we entered the legislative session, nobody had it on their radar. They're one of two states without any form of legalized gambling. The industry kind of puts it on the back burner and just says, if something happens, something happens. And sure enough, this year it took off. In the past, the furthest a sports betting bill got was through a House committee. This year, it's gotten through the House, went to the Senate, got through the Senate. And interestingly enough, now it's back in the House, or it was back in the House, and they declined to concur with the amendments that the Senate made. So now it has to go to a conference committee. What's interesting here is during the House discussions, they stripped the license fee and tax rate from the bill to spur more discussion. You had a couple of representatives saying, this is too low for an industry that makes so much money. Like, we need to get more money out of this. And so then it goes to the Senate. They discuss it. And in the final Senate committee, they put back the original tax rate and license fee of 10%. And I think it's $250,000 for a 5-year license. So that goes back to the House. The House says, wait, we stripped this out because we wanted to talk about this and change it. And so now it's going to the conference committee. So that's what they're going to be talking about in the conference committee is, can we bring up the tax rate a little, or can we increase the license fee a little and get it there? This is a speed bump in this big state that we haven't talked about much in the past because it's never gotten remotely close to this. And this is a big Cinderella story, as I mentioned, for this industry, because again, just a state that nobody talks about. So this is a minor speed bump. A conference committee, you have other states where, we've gone to conference committee, say Alabama, which we'll talk about, later this week, probably again. And it just dies. I don't think that's the case here. I think there's plenty of appetite, as we've seen it passing both chambers, but certainly some things to iron out, and certainly not a done deal. But Governor Josh Green does appear to signify that he will sign it if it does get through the conference committee. So, yeah, a few things to iron out, but a huge surprise for the industry if this does get through that final push here.
Okay.